Welcome to this English lesson. My name is Javier Bravo and I'm going to be your teacher. You are in level 10. From your book, it's Unit 6, Lesson A and Lesson A1 and A2. We're going to start this lesson. I hope you're ready. So, to start with, we're going to check all the elements of this unit. From Unit 6, Vocabulary, we are going to talk about materials, type of music, and musical instruments, cultural events, places of cultural interest, shops, and products, art styles. In grammar, we're going to work with the passive, reflexive pronouns, report speech, say and tell, reported questions, orders, question tags, everyday English, posting a parcel, pronunciation assimilation, writing a paragraph describing a building, monument, a description of a cultural event, an email describing visit to a place. In Culture Corner, we're going to talk about the Garment Festival. In a curricular or art and design, art styles. Okay, the first activity. Use the information under each picture to make sentence as in the example. Number 1. Moses, sculpted by Michelangelo. What is this? A statue. So, you are going to write an example like this. Moses was sculpted by Michelangelo. In your document, you're going to you need to use the object as a subject with auxiliary was were, singular and plural, and the verb in past participle, the word by, and the subject, which is now the object. Usted necesita usar el objeto como sujeto con el auxiliar was or were, singular o plural, the verb in past participle, el verbo en pasado participio, the word by, la palabra by, and the subject, which is now the object, y el sujeto, que ahora es el objeto. Look at the example. Veamos el ejemplo. Moses is the object, was sculpted by Michelangelo. Fue esculpida por Miguel Ángel. Powell Castle, tenemos built by David First, a historic building. I'm going to read, voy a leerles las 3 oraciones que hacen falta. Recuerden, ustedes las van a completar en su documento de Word. Number 2. Powell Castle was built by King David First. 3. Sydney Opera House was designed by John Hudson. 4. Swans reflecting elephants was painted by Salvador Dali in 1937. Okay? Well, this is your first activity. I hope you listen or you want to play again the video. Next activity. Over to you. Name some famous historical place in your country. What do you know about each? Complete the sentence. The Eiffel Tower is located in Paris. It was originally built in the 19th century. It was built for the 1889 Exposition Universal and was only supposed to last 20 years. La Torre Eiffel está localizada en París. Esta fue originalmente construida en el siglo XIX. Esta fue construida para la exposición de 1889 en la Exposición Universal y se supone que solo duraría 20 años. ¿Ok? Well, Activity 2. Write the correct order with numbers from 1 to 3. I'm going to read the paragraph. I'm going to explain about the meaning, and you have to write number 1 to 3. It's one of the most recognizable landmarks in Mexico City, and it has become a focal point for both celebrations and protests. Es uno de los más monumentos reconocidos en la Ciudad de México. It has become, este se ha convertido en un punto focal para ambas celebraciones y protestas. It was built in 1910 during the presidency of Porfirio Díaz by architect Antonio Rivas Mercado to commemorate the centennial of the beginning of Mexican War. Esta fue construida en 1910 durante la presidencia de Porfirio Díaz por el arquitecto Antonio Rivas Mercado, al conmemorar los 100 años del comienzo de la Guerra de Independencia Mexicana. In later years, it was made into a museum for the most important heroes of that war. Años más tarde, esta se convirtió en un mausoleo para los héroes más importantes de aquella guerra. Okay? So, as soon as you write numbers, you have to write the paragraph here, but in Spanish. Quiero que escriban acá los párrafos ordenados, pero en español. Okay? Let's see the following topic. Archaeological discoveries. Descubrimientos arqueológicos. Make sentences as in the example. Escribo oraciones como en el ejemplo. The vase was made from clay. El jarrón fue hecho de arcilla. We have wood, that's the material, terracotta, or red clay, stone, marble, and metal. Madera, terracota o arcilla roja, stone, piedra, marble, mármol, and metal, metal. In this activity, you are going to listen and write the correct sentence. Use these nouns. Vase, here it is. Statue, statues in plural. Statue in singular. House, columns, and helmet. Casa, columnas, y casco. Okay, just listen. Number 2. The statues were made of wood. I repeat. The statues were made of wood. Number 3. The statue is made of terracotta. 3. The statue is made of terracotta. 4. The house is made of stone. 4. The house is made of stone. 5. The columns are made of marble. 5. The columns are made of marble. 6. The helmet is made of metal. Okay, one more time. The statues were made of wood. 3. The statue is made of terracotta. 4. The house is made of stone. 5. The columns are made of marble. 6. The helmet is made of metal. So you have to write the correct sentence in each case, and you have to write in Spanish. Remember, this activity is going to be on your Word document. Remember, you can download from the platform online. Okay, the Terracotta Army. In 1974, a group of farmers in China were digging a well when they uncovered something strange. A life-size statue of a soldier standing ready for battle. When the area was excavated, later by archaeologists, one of the most incredible archaeological finds in history was revealed: a whole army of terracotta soldiers that have been undisturbed for over 2,000 years. En 1974, un grupo de granjeros en China estaba cavando un pozo cuando descubrieron algo extraño: una estatua de tamaño real de un soldado de pie, listo para la batalla. Cuando el área fue excavada más tarde por arqueólogos, uno de los más increíbles hallazgos arqueológicos en la historia fue revelado: un ejército completo de soldados de terracota, en el cual había estado intacto por alrededor de 2000 años. These statues were made to guard the tomb of Queen Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. In ancient China, the dead were buried with their possessions because people believed that they could be taken into the afterlife with them. Queen Shi Huang wanted to be sure that he took all his belongings with him, including his army, so he ordered his men to start working on it when he was just 13 years old. Around 700,000 men worked on building the elaborate treasure-filled tomb surrounded by an army of clay soldiers until the emperor's death. Estas estatuas fueron hechas para custodiar la tumba de Qin Shi Huang, el primer emperador de China. En la China antigua, los muertos eran enterrados con sus posesiones, porque las personas creían que ellos podrían llevarlos a la otra vida con ellos. Qin Shi Huang quería estar seguro que él tomó todas sus pertenencias con él, incluyendo su ejército. Así que él ordenó a sus hombres trabajar en eso cuando él tenía solo 13 años de edad. Alrededor de 700,000 hombres trabajaron en la construcción de su elaborada tumba llena de tesoros, rodeada por su ejército de soldados de arcilla, hasta la muerte del emperador. Each one of the statues is unique. They each have their own individual facial expression and features. Some have mustaches, others have beards, and they are all different heights and builds. Some people believe that each one was modeled on the real soldier of the first emperor's personal army. In total, there are around 8,000 soldiers, all lined up for battle in different pits alongside bronze horses and chariots, and an armory of weapons spread over 50 square kilometers. Cada una de las estatuas es única. Cada uno tiene su propia expresión facial y características. Algunos tienen bigote, otros tienen barba, y todos ellos son diferentes alturas y complexión. Algunas personas creen que cada uno fue modelado de un soldado real del primer ejército personal del emperador. En total, hay alrededor de 8.000 soldados alineados para la batalla en diferentes trincheras junto a caballos de bronce y carros de combate, y una armería con armas esparcidas en más de 50 kilómetros cuadrados. The splendor of the burial site shows just how powerful Emperor Qin Shi Huang was. During his reign, he brought the different states of China together to form the first Chinese empire, and he made the Cretan language, the money, and the laws the same for everyone. The first great fortresses that would become part of the Great Wall of China were also built during his reign. Strangely, though, despite his importance and power after his death, the emperor's tomb was forgotten and remained untouched for 2,000 years. El esplendor del cementerio muestra lo poderoso que era el emperador Qin Shi Huang. Durante su reinado, reunió a los diferentes estados de China para formar el primer imperio chino, e hizo el lenguaje escrito, el dinero, las leyes iguales para todos, las primeras grandes fortalezas que se convirtieron en parte de la Gran Muralla China, también fueron construidas durante su reinado, aunque extrañamente, a pesar de su importancia y poder, después de su muerte la tumba del emperador fue olvidada y permaneció intacta por 2000 años. Today, the first emperor's tomb is protected UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site. Archaeologists may never uncover all the riches of the tomb, but what has been found so far is a fantastic gift to the world. Any visitor to China will be amazed by the spectacular terracotta army. It is a sight not to be missed. Hoy la tumba del primer emperador está protegida como un sitio patrimonio cultural de la humanidad de la UNESCO. Los arqueólogos puede que nunca descubran todas las riquezas de la tumba, pero lo que se ha encontrado hasta ahora es un regalo fantástico para el mundo. Cualquier visitante en China se sorprenderá por el espectacular ejército de terracota. Es un sitio que no se debe perder. Okay, next activity. Read the text and choose the best answer, A, B, C, or D. What is the writer's main purpose in writing the text? ¿Cuál es el principal propósito del escritor al escribir el texto? You have to say how some farmers discovered the tomb, to explain why Qin Shi Huang's men built the tomb, to encourage tourists to visit the first emperor's tomb, to explain how UNESCO chose its sites. 2. What does the reader learn about Qin Shi Huang? Built the tomb to honor his army. He wanted to be taken to afterlife with his father. He started the construction for a tomb when he was young. He ordered his army to continue guarding the tomb after his death. During Huang's life, he established a single currency, completed the Great Wall of China, increased his army to 8,000, uncovered very old treasures. Number 4. Which of the following might the writer say about the site? The site is in danger of closing, so people should visit soon. The site is especially great for students studying archaeology because it has more to reveal. The site should be visited only after everything has been uncovered. The site is amazing, but my favorite part is the red clay soil. According to what we read, you have to choose the correct answer and write the letter here and the complete sentence. Okay? Next activity. Okay, next activity. Match the highlighted words to their meanings. Protect, proteger. Belongings, pertenencias. Discovered, descubrir. Dig up, desenterrar. Characteristics, características. Very impressive, muy impresionante. Detailed, detallado. Magnificence, magnífico. In spite of, a pesar de. Personal, personal. Rule, gobernar. Untouched, que no ha sido tocado o intacto. According to this, you have to match with similar meanings. If you have any questions, you can check the translation of the text. Okay? Let's continue. Okay, grammar, the passive. Read the theory, find examples in the text. Gramática, el pasivo o la voz pasiva. Lea la teoría y encuentre ejemplos en el texto. Los pueden subrayar. Form be plus past participle of the main verb. La forma del cero estar más el pasado participle del verbo principal. Veamos. La voz activa es donde tenemos al sujeto, el verbo y el complemento del verbo. The museum holds exhibition, que sería algo como el museo presenta exhibiciones. O también tenemos que el museo realiza o celebra exhibiciones. The museums hold exhibitions or exhibitions are held by the museum. Se traduciría como el museo organiza exhibiciones o en la forma pasiva las exhibiciones son organizadas por el museo o son llevadas a cabo o realizadas también. ¿Ok? Recuerden, cuando tenemos el verbo en presente, vamos a ocupar el are o el is, dependiendo si es en singular o en plural. Y esto es presente simple, la voz pasiva en presente simple. Now, we can check the past simple. In the active way, you say, they found a statue. Ellos encontraron una estatua. Y si esto se pone en voz pasiva, a statue was found. Una estatua fue encontrada. Aquí no ponemos ellos, no es necesario. Otra forma de la voz pasiva es en el tiempo del presente perfecto. Recordemos el presente perfecto con have or has. A lot of people have visited. Muchas personas la han visitado. ¿A quién? No sabemos. Museo, lo que sea. Eso has been visited by a lot of people. Esto ha sido visitado por muchas personas. Esta es la parte pasiva del presente perfecto. The simple future, el futuro simple. I will impress you. Esto, it will impress you. Esto te impresionará. Para que esto sea en voz pasiva, se toma el you al principio y ponemos you will be impressed. Usted estará impresionado. Los modales, como por ejemplo can, visitor can take photos. Los visitantes pueden tomar fotos. Y este que es objeto ahora va a ser sujeto. Y dice, photos can be taken, y si quisiéramos agregarle by, se puede, by visitors. But it's not necessary, pero no es necesario. We use the passive. Nosotros usamos el pasivo o la voz pasiva when the person who carries out the action is unknown or unimportant or obvious from the context. Usamos la voz pasiva cuando la persona quien realiza la acción no es conocida, no es importante o es obvia de acuerdo al contexto. Veamos el ejemplo. The Terracotta Army is located in China. El ejército terracota está localizado o ubicado en China. To make statements more formal or polite. Para hacer oraciones más formales o amables. Taking photos in the museum is prohibited. Tomar fotos en el museo está prohibido. According to this explanation, we are going to solve the following exercise. Oh, before to solve the exercise, I want you to show you some photos related to the passive. Stonehenge was built in prehistoric times. Stonehenge fue construido en tiempos prehistóricos. It was probably used as a place of worship. Probablemente fue usado o fue probablemente usado como un lugar de adoración o de culto. Many of its stones have been stolen over the years. Muchas de sus piedras han sido robadas a través de los años. It is visited by a lot of tourists every year. Esta es visitada por muchos turistas cada año. So, let's listen again. Stonehenge was built in prehistoric times. It was probably used as a place of worship. Many of its stones have been stolen over the years. It is visited by a lot of tourists every year. So, let's see the exercise. Following exercise. Romeo and Juliet, written by Shakespeare. So you have to decide if it's is, was, were, will, or have. Si tienen duda de cuál utilizar, regresen a la explicación anterior y vean que tenemos el presente, tenemos el pasado simple, el presente perfecto, el will y al final algún verbo modal, aunque en este caso no hay verbo modal. The museum opened by the mayor next week. Recuerden, las oraciones, normalmente las referencias de tiempo, nos dicen qué auxiliar necesitamos en cada oración. ¿Ok? So, the museum opened by the mayor next week. Ustedes dirán cuál de estos utilizan y los van a escribir aquí en su documento de Word. ¿Ok? Two buried statues found last Monday. Okay, you have to decide. The site visited by thousands every year. The invitations are already being posted. Okay, bueno, de acuerdo con los elementos que observan aquí, las referencias de tiempo, podemos tomar una decisión y escribir el auxiliar que corresponda a cada oración. ¿Ok? Espero que sea claro. So far, so good. Espero que hasta aquí vayamos bien. Let's see. Okay. The activity from your book. This activity is from your book, and you have to write the passive form, la forma pasiva. Pero para hacerlo un poco más sencillo y se centra no solamente utilizar correctamente el is, was, will be, were or are. Ya les puse la oración aquí completa. I wrote the whole sentence. You only need to write the correct auxiliary. Tomb of first emperor is, ya está usada, that's why it's I use it before. Sorry. The tomb of the first emperor is located near Xi'an. Over 8,000 soldiers estimated to exist. You have to use this word. The army buried over 2,000 years ago. Archaeologists amazed by the discovery in 1974. The site protect future generation by UNESCO. Okay? So, remember, you have to decide which is the correct auxiliary in each case. Okay, so this is the end of this lesson. I hope this explanation is useful for you or will be useful for you, and I hope to see you in the next class. So, have a nice day and bye bye.